Hey folks, welcome back to the Lorcana Lexicon. Last week, I co-cast a Lorcana tournament with the fantastic Aeromeister.
GG.
And that's it! Oh!
What a game.
Both players presenting lethal.
Yeah.
What a game. You'll be seeing more about that cast very shortly. I'm going to have videos, Ariel's going to have videos. It's going to be all over the place. It's a nice way to wrap up Chapter 1 Constructed. If you haven't checked out Ariel's content, hop over right now. He's on Twitch almost every day. He's on YouTube. There's loads of stuff for you to consume. Go check out Ariel, he's great. The deck we're going to be playing today is not the deck that won the tournament, but it's the deck that I thought was the most interesting. It lost in the semi-finals and it's a Ruby Amber deck, which isn't a colour combination we see very often. So I was instantly pulled in by like, is this something new? Is this something fresh? And the deck is just everything I want to be doing in any card game. I'm just going to jump straight into the deck tech now because I cannot wait to show you it. Okay, the unconventional choices in this deck are fantastic. If I told you that we were playing Stitch and Ariel in the same deck, you'd be like, oh yeah, okay. But not that Stitch and not that Ariel. We've got Ariel on human legs just because she's a 4-cost with good stats. And then we also have Stitch the Abomination. Stitch the Abomination was meant to just be this bad draft filler, but Kiri's here. First thing you'll notice about this deck is that it has very few cards that cost 2 or less. In fact, the only characters it's going to put into play on turn 1 or 2 is Stitch and Gaston. But that's because the game plan is not playing anything on turn 1 or turn 2. This deck's game plan is skipping right to turn 4. You want to get your Lantern down on 2 and then you're just going to start putting 4 costs into play. This is like what Sapphire wants to be doing. Sapphire cares about getting a Mickey on 3. This deck just wants the Lantern on 2 and then it's going. So the game plan here is we're putting down a Stitch or a Gaston on 1 or 2 maybe, but really what we care about is getting a Lantern down on 2 so that then our turn 3 is playing a Pongo or an Ariel and instantly starting to quest for 2. Then on 5 we've got Goofy and Maui, and then we've got all of these absolute game enders as we start moving up. Getting an early Stitch Abomination down, getting an early Aladdin down, getting an early Maleficent Dragon. This deck is all about keeping your opponent out of the game. I know it says mid-range, but this honestly feels like a control deck, but this is a control deck that is trying to end the game. We are not playing till turn 1,000,000. We are just taking the game by the throat and forcing an end. Dragonfire is a fantastic catch-up mechanic. Not that we need to catch up, because we're getting ahead. Be prepared with all these massive monsters. Just let us have those huge tempo plays where we sing with Stitch or Aladdin or Maleficent and then redeploy more monsters onto the board. We also have Be Our Guest mainly as an inkable, but it does let us dig for the cards that we need in the later game, which are normally Stitches, Maleficents or Rapunzels, but in the early game we're normally just throwing it into the ink. And a You Have Forgotten Me, again, it just allows us to play a disruptive game and make life very difficult for our opponents. Now, there's obviously a few unconventional choices here. Having Aladdin Heroic Outlaw with no Little Aladdin does seem odd at first, but you wouldn't want the 3-cost Aladdin in this deck, because again, remember we're skipping to 4. The one caveat I will say about this deck is the person that designed the deck told me he was not happy with Stitch Abomination and thinks it should be 2 copies of Tigger. I'll let you be the judge of that, and if you try this deck out and don't like Stitch, feel free to try the Tiggers in the slot, but I have been really impressed with this Stitch. The 4/6 stats just line up so well against what people are doing right now. Let's hop into the games and see what this spicy new deck can do. Alright, okay, so first hand here's pretty awkward. No Lantern, nothing cheap to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw back a bunch of expensive cards. Yeah, I'm going to put back the Goofy as well. I'm going to put back a bunch of expensive cards, dig for Lantern or some stuff to do in the early game. Okay, well, this one might be a bit of a slug. Okay, I think I'm going to start. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have time to cast this, because I feel like once we start putting guys into play, it's just going to have to be guy. So I'll just throw that down. What are you on, opponent? Let's use the new feature. Okay, steal. Okay, steal something. Right, so in that case, Rapunzel's probably going to be good. I'm going to put this Stitch away. I might live to regret that, but I think if we want another Stitch, we can find one. We've got enough time. I'd love to take the lantern. We'll just take this. We'll figure out if we're playing it next turn or not, but it might just be our ink. This is not the blistering starter that I hoped for with this deck. Kind of just want to be going lantern on 2 and then going off. Blue steel. Okay, Eric. Well, Eric's making this Stitch look not very good. I think I just do nothing. I think I just ink this Stitch and pass. This is going to be a good test to see if this deck can kind of muscle its way back into a game. We're coming from quite far behind here. Okay, 1 jump ahead. Okay. This could be good. This will also be good. I think I'm unlikely to need this Goofy. I imagine it's going to be like 4 into 5 into draw cards. I think, yeah, I think if I'm going to need the Goofy, it's going to be late enough that this will have hit the ink by that point anyway. You know, we probably have to ink the Goofy next turn if we don't draw an inkable. So I think we're okay. I think we can afford to be a little bit greedy here. Okay, so our opponent's at a slow start as well. Normally, yeah, these blue decks are... Okay. So, I mean, in this case, I think I will just fire this off. I guess I'm in a position where I can play a slightly slower game. So what are they getting rid of? So I grab your swords on Maleficent. So what's their last card then? Maybe a Hades or something? This comes in, this comes in. I think I'm okay with that. Let's ink the Gaston and pass it back. We are playing a wee bit off curve now. Now their last card's probably going to be a Robin Hood or a Hades, I'd imagine. I don't know what else they would... Okay, it was the Aurora. Okay. Oh, and then a whole new world. Okay, that makes a decent chunk of sense. It's not too bad for us, especially because we drew that Hades. We can get a lot of our bits and pieces back now. I wonder if the whole new world came off the top or if the Aurora came off the top. Okay. So... Did they just get rid of this Ariel? They probably do. Yeah, get rid of this Ariel. I think I'm going to play this Stitch out. We'll see how the ink lines up. I don't think we're going to need both of these Aladdins. I think I can ink one of these and then put down Maui and Stitch. We'll hopefully find a turn for this lantern. Now I imagine Hook comes in here, but Stitch makes their other things a little bit awkward. If their plan is to put down a Maleficent, we've got an answer. Put down Maleficent is going to be pretty good for us actually, because that gives us a chance to Mufasa. I mean, that's kind of like a Maleficent. I think Stitch still just has to go in here. Yeah, Simba has to quest. Develop your brain. So, I'm actually feeling alright here. If we just go... Yeah, this is nice because it would be free. I wonder if giving them an extra lore. Okay, yeah, let's run it like this. Let's play this. Let's ink this, and we'll Dragonfire the Mufasa. We'll give them one more ink than they should be getting, but it just gives our Stitch a bit more value. And then if we need to, we can use Hades to pull out a Maui, or we can draw cards. We are getting back into this game. Okay, there's the Aurora. Is this shifted? It is shifted. So we could have a line here of Hades get back Maui. Okay, now do they attack? I think they probably just have to quest. And there's the last card, a whole new world. They're digging for it. They're digging for it. Okay, yeah, they're attacking. So... Yeah, the Hades Maui line looks pretty good from here. So let's run that. Do we need to ink? So that will get us to 8, 9, looking about 11 for the next turn. Oh, we do need to ink, because we need to get to 9 total for Maui. So we'll put Gaston away. Hades, get back. Maui. Yeah, the Hades are just so good in this deck, just keeping you topped up. Now, this is fine for me if the Aurora comes in here, but otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good. Hopefully this Aladdin can just take over the game. He basically demands a let it go, but the fact that they're just playing off the top just tells me, okay, there's the let it go. So they've used their let it go. So let's just do that. We could have gotten fancy, but yeah, let's just try and take control of this game again. They've only got one card. If it's another let it go, it was always going to be another let it go. Okay, and it is not. Okay, that's pretty good for us. And our hand is pretty gassed up. I'm going to quest. Now, the big question here is, now if they had a whole new world, did they use that, I would imagine. So it's probably not a whole new world. So it's how long can we afford to hold on to these things for? This doesn't get Aladdin. I think we can hold on for one more turn. If they draw a whole new world, it's a little bit upsetting, but it's not completely backbreaking. Okay, so they always had it. Wild. Absolutely wild. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the way the Pixelborn interfaces. But yeah, that seems a bit wild. Because now we just have everything. Hercules. Okay, that makes sense. No hero mode on that. Okay, well we definitely don't need a Gaston. So what have we got? We've got 12 to play with. I kind of just want to put 2 of these Stitches in play and just start trying to end the game. I think he's probably going to struggle to deal with that amount of lore power from the board he's on right now. Yeah, there's not really a good way to... I mean, this goes in here, this goes in here. We're left with a Stitch, he loses his whole board. He uses a grab your swords. Okay, this might be the grab your swords. Run the whole board into things and set up for a grab your swords. Now, okay, he's just getting rid of the Aladdin, which is fine by me. We're +6. Yeah, another let it go is also fine. We've just got enough threats. Okay, we just want to try and dump as much into play as possible, I think, to make his whole new world bad. So let's go Goofy. I was going to go double Goofy, but Goofy into Stitch just feels better, I think. And I'm going to put this down. Like, I kind of want to ink every turn just in case we get a whole new world deed, but I think we've got enough ink that we don't really need to worry now. And we're quite far ahead. Yeah, okay. Now you could just whole new world here, in which case I should have probably inked that you have forgotten me, but in the case that he doesn't whole new world here, we can maybe just get him. Okay. So I think this is Dragon Maleficent. Into quest with the team. This doesn't need quest, let's just get rid of him just to be safe. Quest with the team. And I think we just want to try and present lethal in as many ways as possible, so probably just starts with this. We could have used You Forgot Me, but he still gets to keep his best card, so if he has a plan, he still gets to use it, and if we can just spread right across the board, I feel that we're in a pretty good spot, so let's just do that. Okay, he's thinking. I'd be very interested in how he's going to get out of this. Okay, Hades is a start, but it's so much ink to not get close. Like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, okay, and that's it. That's it. I mean, I can't imagine how he would have set it up, but he didn't. Okay, nice. I mean, the deck looked great yesterday, so... Yeah, I mean, the deck looked great at the event. Not surprised that it's doing great on Pixelborn. Okay, another kind of awkward hand here. I just want to dig for the Lantern. Having access to a Be Prepared is always nice, but I think I'm just going to put back everything that isn't the Maui Ariel. These are just a good turn 3, turn 4 to get you back into a game. We just want to see a Lantern. Okay, we get to Be Prepared. No Lantern. I mean, maybe I'm meant to just be putting everything back to dig for a Lantern. Well, we definitely don't need 3 of these, so 1 goes back. I'm hoping that between Maui and Be Prepared we can claw our way back into this game. But this one will definitely be tough without a Lantern and no 1s and 2s. A Gaston off the top would also be good. Gaston or Lantern here, I think, buys us the kind of time that we need. Okay, Archimedes. Okay, an Archimedes deck I don't think is going to be given us the time that we want. Right. I'm going to put Pongo away. There's a thought for Surfer Stitch, but it might be relevant. We might be able to go Hades, Surfer Stitch into the late game. Okay, so we're against control. So we do not have a good hand against control. We really want the... Right, just do it. Well done, Lantern. Nice. Now, are we likely... Maui's probably not great against control. Right, we just want to be lowering and disrupting. So, Ariel's looking okay here. We can maybe set up a turn where we back-to-back these. Friends on the other side. This is just everything the control player wants, isn't it? What's he going to do for 4? Mickey? Pongo. Okay. Okay, there's the Gaston. Timing on you's not great. Yeah, nothing's in the bin yet. Maleficent. Okay, that's just double quest, just got to 3. Okay. And a magic mirror. He just... An embarrassment of riches here. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to ink one of these. I just don't think we're realistically getting most of his hand. I'm going to put the Gaston down so that we can try and Stitch next turn to get us some cards and get us back into this. And then Stitch allows us to be prepared as well. I wonder if he cares about any of this stuff. He might just continue to set up. If he does, I'm good with that. Okay, there's the Maui. So not ideal, but we can now use the Hades to get ourselves back into this game. The Pongo's obviously becoming a bit of an issue. So let's get this down. We're going to have, let's get the Gaston back. I don't think we care about the Aladdin. I would have obviously loved to get the Ariel back there, but the mana just didn't line up. So here, he knows about Stitch. So this is either a Be Prepared turn or he lets me draw 2 cards, I think. Okay, an Aladdin. Right. Well, Maleficent Dragon is what we're going to be building up to, I think. So let's start with Stitch and then we can see what we're inking. And I think we're just going to ink this Be Our Guest, and then next turn we're probably looking at, yeah, dragoning. We'll see what he does, we'll see what he does. We've got a long way to go in this game. Obviously an Elsa here would be pretty rough. But not the end of the world. An Elsa letting Aladdin eat one of these guys means the other one can finish off Aladdin, then our dragon. Okay, double Pongo. Okay, I think we're just looking at a This is tough. we could wipe away everything by singing. Then our follow-up's pretty bad. So let's go like this. Okay. And we'll get his last 2 cards. So this should at least buy us some time. And allow us to set up for what we want to do next turn. Because now we'll be having to spend his turns using the mirror to get himself back into this game. The Pongos have been a little bit threatening. The Pongos might force this Be Prepared out of us, which is a little bit annoying. I'm imagining Rafiki coming in here, but he might just push it. He might just go up to 16 and kind of put us on this weird clock. I mean, he's definitely going to 15. I can't see these Pongos doing anything that isn't. Yeah. And yeah, going to 16. Mirror. Okay, well, I guess the plan is quest, and then sing this. And then we're just going to try and get back on the board. This dragon is our crutch here. Whatever he puts down now, whatever his big turn the corner haymaker is, the dragon's going to mop up, and then we have to just... Okay, BLT. I don't mind BLT with this dragon. Now, BLT, obviously, our opponent was feeling a little bit pressured there and just thought, you know what, I have to just put a 1-turn clock down. But now we are kind of out of gas. Hades is good. Let's go Surfer. Okay, there's the Dragonfire. So let's quest and be our guest for, I guess, a Hades. And now I think we just have to start putting things into ink. So I'm imagining he's going to quest in 19 here, and then we need to attack into the Elsa, and then we need to Dragonfire whatever his next threat is. So hopefully it's not 2 threats. If he goes like Maleficent something else, the game's probably over, unfortunately. But like, we were able to turn the corner pretty hard here. A Jafar and draw cards, okay. So we've got a shot. We've got a shot here. We do have a shot, okay. So the dragon is going to have to eat Elsa. And then everything else is questing, I think. And then we're going to Dragonfire this. And we're going to Hades back something. Probably the Rapunzel. Yeah, we'll get back the Rapunzel. And yeah, we'll ink the Goofy. We just want to keep our ink up so that we can eventually get to like Hades, get back dragon lines, if that's what it's going to come to. Okay, be prepared. Okay, that's his whole turn to be prepared. So now we can rebuild off the back of Hades here. He doesn't get to draw, and then we have a backup dragon. We can Hades, get back dragon, so we can... This is why I wanted to ink. Okay, so we can put lethal into play, which is good. So we're going to Hades, get back the dragon, and we're just going to put Stitch, Rapunzel into play. Because this is lethal, and now we have dragon for his next 2 threats. So he has to answer something on our board and play a threat. Because if he doesn't play a threat, we just don't have to play a dragon. And then quest for however much. Another be prepared would be kind of rough here. That's the only thing that's rough, because then we have to run out these dragons naked. This was a close one. Like, this is the power of the way this deck can turn the corner though. Like, regardless how this game ends up, this is impressive. Pocket Watch to the bin. Jafar. Dragon Breath. Okay, there's a game. Now he knows about this dragon, so we're just going to play the dragon and quest up. Now he doesn't know about the other dragon, so he's probably just trying to force our hand here, but the game is now in our favour because he's only going to have 9 to play this one or draw, and if he draws he can't. Okay, Maleficent does both, but not to win the game here. God, oh, we had such a slow start as well. I can't believe we managed to like grind out the Amethyst deck with a mirror in play. That's crazy. This deck's gas. This deck is so good. I'm very impressed with this one. Nothing? Oh, he's raging. He's so mad. He's so mad to lose this one. There we go! There we go! Oh, this deck's been great. This deck's been great. I played a couple of games last night with it and I only lost one. If you're wanting to climb, I think this deck's a great option for you.